Hey all, Tony Bing here. Hello and welcome back to another in-depth review for Marvel Strike Force. Now today we will be looking at a character that is actually released in Blitz tomorrow as Mantis, and she's a pretty awesome character at that, if I'm not giving too much away already. Now in this video, to let you know she's worthwhile investing in, again I've probably given that away already, but what we'll do is we'll cover firstly a general overview that includes her tags and how you unlock her. We'll then have a look at our stats. Next up it's the abilities. We'll then check out the synergies, and then once we've done that we'll see where she sits in the tier list. So we're starting off then with the general overview. Mantis then, like War Machine, who was released around about the same time, as a character that's actually really designed around a certain mode. You have War Machine, who gains the benefit in the upcoming Alliance War mode, and then you have Mantis, who's focused all about raids and healing. It's actually a role that was really needed for the Guardians of the Galaxy team, so it's very much welcomed. Now when we look at our tags, it's Hero, Cosmic, Bio, Controller and Guardians of the Galaxy. The Cosmic one is great when we look at synergies later on in the video. The Controller one's actually pretty important as well, because the AI can have a habit of targeting support characters to actually burn them down quickly, but with her having the Controller tag, it means that she won't always be as high a priority character to take out, so that's actually really nice there. Now in regards to how you unlock her, it's Blitz. We've got the Blitz coming up tomorrow if you're watching this video the day it's went live, and generally the first Blitz it's shards for everyone, and then you get another Blitz a few days later where it's just the top 1500, so keep an eye out for that and good luck anyway. Now next up, let's have a look at her stats. We start off here then with the offensive stats. Now as a controller class and as a healer, they are really on the pretty low side. Now when we look at damage, it's way down at F, but it's not an issue because she's not there to put out damage, and she's actually only got one skill that does damage, and it's single target in the first instance. When we look at her speed, that comes in at 100, which is a D rate, and however when you pair her up with Star-Lord, she actually gains 20%, so it pulls her up to 120, which is round about the top 5, top 10, so that's certainly very respectable there, allowing her to get her heals off nice and fast. Finally, from an offensive perspective, we have her focus. This is way up there at an A. This is relevant because she has a stun on her basic, and it has to pass the focus resistance check to apply, and you've also got the fact that via one of her skills she can transfer debuffs, and again that will be subject to a resistance check there. So the stats she needs to be on the higher side, she's certainly got them there. Now next up, let's have a look at the defensive stats. Defensive wise then, she actually does really pretty nice here. Now her health is way up at an A rating and maxed out. This is at 7-star level 70. Her health paired up with 4 Guardian members can be in the region of about 110,000, which is really pretty awesome. Her armour is way down at E, but that's to balance out the fact she's got an exceptionally high health pool, and then her resistance is A as well. Now that's great on a class that has to get their skills off at very specific times. It means it will be very hard for the enemy team to slow her or stun her, so she can use a heal just at the right moment. Additionally with her as well, we've already touched on this, she gets the up to 20% max health if you run her with a full Guardians team, and she also has 15% health regen per turn as well, which can be pretty amazing, and it actually works into her kit. She's all about sacrificing her own health and giving it to others, so she needs to have a way to get it back as well. Now what we'll do next, we'll have a look at her abilities. For the abilities here then, I'll show off the tooltip of each of the abilities maxed out, and then I'll let you know how high you want to level them. Now the first one we look at is a passive which is called Will to Power. So with this on spawn you gain charged. Now charge is tied in with the basic. When you have charged, it means when you use your basic for one time during a match, you'll be able to actually stun an enemy, and she has got that high focus there, so there's a very high chance the stun will apply. Also with this, on turn you heal for 15% of this character's max health, and this is tied in with the fact that she seems to almost sacrifice her health to other allies, so she has to have a way of getting it back as well, and this is really nice here. And finally with it, you gain 5% max health per Guardian ally, so running with a full Guardians team, and again as mentioned you'll have in the region of 115,000 1000 health with her, which is really pretty amazing. It really does help out the heals as well as this passive heal she has herself there. Now, in regards to how high you want to take it, the only difference from level 4 to level 5 is that on spawn, rather than gaining charged, you only have a 75% chance to gain the charge. Now, I'm not massively fussed by that stun. Yes, a stun on potentially turn 1 is nice, but you have the fact that that's it. Once you use it once, it's got no other use for the rest of the match, and your tier 4 materials are exceptionally rare. So for this reason, I would say take this up to level 4. For the basic, we have a skill called Sleep. So this is her only damage skill, and it is single target. So you attack the primary target for 240% damage if charged, and if you think back to the passive, you gain that from that. Then in addition, you also stun the target as well, and then you lose charged, and that's you lost it for the rest of the match, unfortunately. Now, also with this, we have some synergies with Drax, which is nice to see. So if Drax is an ally, you apply Deflect to Drax. Now, Deflect is nice, but one of the issues you have applying it to Drax is other characters that are able to get Deflect as part of their kit generally have a higher block amount. They'll have in the region of about 50%, or they can get higher than that, the likes of Shield Security, whereas Drax has a standard 25% that he reduces when he actually blocks or deflects, because they are the same thing, so he's not making as much from it. For that reason, I would say you could actually get away with taking this to level 5 if you're running a little bit tight on your purple materials, because the only real difference from 5 to 6 is that the deflect on Drax is 75% rather than 100%, and as mentioned, it's not that strong on him, and you won't be using the basic that much either. So for this one, if you're struggling for materials, take it to level 5. If you love the Drax and Mantis combo, then go for it, put your materials in and take it to 6, but don't take it to 7 at all. For the special, we get our first proper look at Mantis' healing abilities, and they really are pretty great. Now this is called Empathy. It's a low 4 turns to charge. You can use it on the second turn. With this, you heal self and adjacent allies for 3000 health and 15% of the character's max health, and then you heal all additional allies for 1750 health and 10% of this character's max health. So that works out at round about 16,000 health for adjacent characters and 11,000 health for the additional characters. Also with this, you apply regeneration to yourself and adjacent characters once more. So if you run her in the likes of Blitz or Arena, you get that additional heal for 2 characters you'll have next to, preferably the likes of Drax and Thanos or Groot. Can work really nice, and they will also get the regen on them as well. Now if you run her in raids, then you apply the additional regen to all allies. Now it's only at level 7 you get the 100% chance of that regen, and it's an extra roughly 10,000 health, so it means your heals jump from 26k for adjacent allies and 21k, which is pretty amazing for all the additional allies there. So for that reason, I would say you want to max this out to give yourself the 100% chance of getting the regen, because you will want to run her in raids alongside the Guardians, because they're pretty awesome now. For the ultimate, we have a healing skill that's all about healing single targets, whereas the special is all about group AoE healing. Now this is called Soothe. It's on an exceptionally low cooldown of only 3 turns. There's not many skills that have a cooldown this low, especially ones that are heals as well, so that's really nice. Now with this, you redistribute health between yourself and the lowest health ally evenly, and you heal self and that ally for 2000% health. Now similar to Scarlet Witch's redistribution of health, this isn't affected by heal block at all, so it will still work between the 2 characters even if heal block is on them, although the 2000% health, which is minimal, will actually be affected by that, but that's not a problem at all. Also with this, in raids, so we're seeing another tie-in with raids here, you transfer 2 negative effects from both yourself and that ally to the primary target, and then you clear 2 positive effects from the primary target. So before casting the heal, you will be concentrating on your team, but make sure you click on a character that has some debuffs that you want to actually get rid of. And then finally with this ability cannot target summoned allies, so that's a nice little change there. Now in regards to how high you want to take it, I would say actually take it up to level 6, don't go as high to level 7. The reason being the difference from 6 to 7 is that rather than transferring 2 negative effects or clearing 2 positive effects, you'll transfer between 1 or 2 or clear 1 or 2. Now the reason I don't feel this is as valuable is what might happen is you could have a character with a ton of debuffs on them and another one whose health is lower, and she'll actually give health to that other character, meaning she's avoiding stripping the debuffs from the character that has a ton of debuffs on them. It's quite hard to explain, and I hope that makes sense, but that's the reason you want to take this to level 6. Now that's all the abilities covered, so let's have a look at the synergies. When it comes to characters that Mantis can work well with, as you probably guessed by now, she is specifically designed to be a healer in raids. Now she gets the most benefit from the Guardians because she gets that additional health with other Guardians members. It means she heals for more, and she's also going to be able to stay up longer if she's got a larger health pool. Now another character that can work exceptionally well, and I've shown this off in a video I'm sure many of you will have seen, is that if you pair her next to Thanos. Now Thanos, on his passive, when you defeat an enemy, and you'll be defeating enemies fairly regularly in raids, you gain 2 energy for an adjacent cosmic character. So if you place Mantis next to Thanos, you can almost get close to 100% uptime on her special and her ultimate, which is really pretty amazing. It's a sight to behold, and you can behold it by looking up the Ultimus video which I've done recently. It was about 3 or 4 days ago I'd done that particular video, but that's the characters she works really well with. But overall she can fit into about any team as a healer. The one thing you have to be wary of is making sure you place her next to characters that will need the larger heals, because she heals adjacent characters more than she does all characters. So that's the characters she works with anyway, so let's look at the characters you want to avoid. When it comes to characters you want to avoid, the first category we have here are characters that can apply heal blocks. That's the likes of Korath, Mordo, and you've also got Pyro, that when you drop below 50% health you actually apply that heal block there, and then you've got a heal block on Venom as well as an ability block. The ability block can be really important because it stops her from casting the special or the ultimate. Even though they're on a low cooldown, you can block her out that way. You have other characters that can actually flip the regeneration she puts, so that once again includes Venom. You've also got Doctor Strange there. Next up we have Miles Morales, who can apply Disrupted, so that the actual regeneration is wasted. And then finally we're back to ability block again for Ant-Man, but this is a 2-turn ability block, so that can be really helpful for locking down an enemy team and stop them getting any healing at all. So that's the characters you want to avoid anyway. So let's finish off and see which places in the tier list. For this tier section then, I'll start off by saying that Mantis is a character done right. She's a character that's powerful without being too overpowered, and she's also a character that really does add a lot of value to existing characters in the game without being tied too much down with synergies, which is something we've seen a lot of. Now before I place her in the tier list, I'll quickly run over her pros and cons as rationale. Now if we look at her pros, she has a ton of them. You've got our high health pool, you've got our high focus and resistance stats as well, and she's got really nice survivability as a result of her health pool and the 15% regen she gets per turn, along with her pretty decent speed with Star-Lord, or I say pretty decent, really nice speed with Star-Lord of 120. Overall she's got incredible healing potential, more so when you pair her up with the likes of Thanos or Star-Lord. That combination of Thanos and Mantis is just absolutely amazing, and I really love it. And you've got the fact that she's made the Guardians of the Galaxy team raid viable now, so that is great. And then she's one of the few characters to have a turn 1 stun. Yes, you can only use it once unfortunately, so that falls into the con category as well, but not many characters have the ability to do that. The only other one I believe would be Mordo there. Now onto the cons for her. Already touched on the fact you've got that stun, that once she uses it, that's it for the rest of the match, and some matches, especially raids, can go on for a ton of enemies, and only stunning one doesn't add a great deal of value. You have, and I'm really struggling a little bit here, but you have the fact that when she offers deflect to Drax, he's not taking full advantage of it because he's only reducing the damage by 25%. And then finally you've got the fact that she's really quite raid specific, but that's not a problem at all because we have other teams we can use in the likes of Arena and Blitz, and the Guardians really were missing something to tie them together in raids, and that's exactly what she has done. So overall, with all that in mind, she was quite difficult to place because I had to bear in mind the fact that she's not offering a lot of value, as mentioned in Arena and also Blitz, but from a raid perspective she offers an absolute ton of value. So on her own, I would actually place her as a mid-alpha character. Now if you pair her up with Star-Lord or Thanos right next to her, so they're pumping her full of energy, then I would say they pull her up 2 slots and would actually make her a low level, a mega character. So she has an absolute fantastic character. Again, as mentioned, this is how characters should be done. They're often valued to other teams, the synergies aren't too strong, the characters themselves aren't too strong either. Absolutely great. So let me know in the comments below if you've unlocked Mantis, how you're getting on. If not, and you're waiting for the Blitz, which is going to happen tomorrow, good luck with that Blitz. I'll be hitting that hard. If I'm able to do both of them top 1500, I can take her to 5-star, and if I'm able to do that, then I'll look to do another raid video to show off her healing potential, of her health jumping way up. But as always, I hope this video has been helpful. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all again soon.